Hello and welcome back to Katie's Business Tips. We're in a video today talking about how to scale your business sustainably. There's a lot of problems with scaling because on one hand you have to hire more, buy more and everything and spend all this money, but you're not earning that more. But if you don't spend that, then you're not ready for the growth when it happens. So it's like that catch-22. So here are some tips. Scaling your business is an exciting part of running a business, but you have to make sure that you're doing it in a sustainable way that will set you up for long-term success. So here are some ways. First of all, make sure you have a solid financial and operational foundation. Don't scale unless you have fixed all your financial and operation inefficiencies. Do a full review and analysis of your financial department and your operations department. We do financial departments if you're interested. Do that full-scale analysis and make sure you clean up any inefficiencies. Make it efficient as possible because as you scale, it gets harder. What you want to do is you want to put the best practices in place that you can while it's small, and that way when you grow, things will grow in the right direction and you can make tweaks. Otherwise, it's a lot harder to implement things when things have grown after. Know and understand your data. Make sure to review and analyze your numbers on a regular basis. Your cash flow, your profit margins. You're constantly looking at these things to make sure as you grow, it's heading in the right direction still. If you start growing drastically, but your profit margins drop, for example, you could be in a situation where you're doing a lot more work, but you're making the same amount of money. And that's not where you want to be. If you're doing a lot more work and you're scaling up, you want to be making a lot more profit. So you have to monitor margins and cash flow consistency regularly. And determine if these numbers are enough to cover and absorb the results of the business growth. So also look ahead as we've been talking about. Improve systems and tools or invest in new ones, right? Make sure, do we have the current? Some, like you look at the CRA, for example. They're using a system that's from the 1980s. It's too much work and too much money to upgrade. Well, their customer service sucks. If they were really real business, they would have failed a long time ago, right? But they're not a real business, obviously. Otherwise, they would have failed. And I talk to people that work there, and they say the same thing. It's nuts. You're using softwares and processes from 20, 30 years ago or more. So make sure you have the most updated systems. Make sure you're not carrying the weight, dead weight, so to speak, and tools that are ineffective and so forth. Look at improving or investing in new systems and tools that help you save time, reduce errors, and handle more volume in that growth as well. Look into cloud accounting or cloud softwares, inventory management systems, marketing automation, project management tools. The list goes on. Be strategic in your hiring too. When you're scaling your business, you will need more staffing to handle all that increased demand for your product and service, but planning properly and hiring strategically is key. You may start with key roles that increase capacity, such as in operations, customer service, and sales, right? You want to get sales going all the time. You got to have sales going, but also you got to have operations in the background that can handle those sales. Consider contracting before hiring full-time to make sure you have good onboarding and training system. That's always an option. Focus on your niche. It's easy to get sidetracked and cast a wider net over a bigger market as you grow. You're going to see opportunities come out of everywhere. Stick to your niche and make sure you don't deviate from it unless you're a seasonal business like we talked about in our prior video. We don't want to dilute the brand. We want to make sure we focus on our most profitable products and services. So you're analyzing your products and services. What's making you the most money? Where should you be focusing? What is giving the best bang for the buck for the clients? What are they enjoying the most? What's giving them the best service? And so forth. Build a strong marketing funnel is also key. You'll need a strong and solid lead generation and acquisition system when scaling your business. Make sure all marketing channels are in place and working efficiently to bring you consistent leads, optimizing your SEO, your website, and email marketing systems. Improve and refine your operations. That's important. We've been talking about operations earlier. We talked about systems a little bit, but same with operations. Make sure your operational systems are running efficiently, looking into automating repetitive tasks, right? Automating repetitive tasks. And streamlining supply chains as well. Efficient operational processes allow for increased capacity without the chaos, and that's what you want. Remain flexible is another tip. Sustainable growth means you have to adapt to change, right? Allow for adjustments. If your strategy is not working, you got to adapt. You got to be able to pivot. Track your results consistently. If you're not tracking, you don't know until it's too late sometimes. You got to adjust on the fly. You got to adjust in timely fashion. Prioritize quality and customer experience. So as you grow, sometimes what happens is the quality and customer service or the product quality starts deteriorating, and you don't want that because you're going to do all that growth for nothing in the end. Businesses should not let the drop as they scale. Quality standards must remain in place even if your volume grows. Make sure you're delivering quality products and service and remain consistent no matter how big you grow. No matter how small or big you are, the consistency is the key. Monitor customer satisfaction and address any quality issues as soon as they become possible. So find ways to monitor that quality and what people are saying for customer service. And the last one is, of course, seek the help of professionals. Scaling your business sustainably can get overwhelming and complicated at times. We have a lot of experience in scaling businesses. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to deal with. These are some great tips. But we'd like to hear from you. If this is something you're doing, scaling your business, reach out to us. Thanks for being a part of our KD's Business Tips, and we'll see you in the next video.